What's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan of KyleTheWriter.com, and today we're going to talk about the Burnout Recovery Plan for copywriters. I am currently engaged in the Burnout Recovery Plan as we speak. So, basically, I was trying to think of topics to come up with today, and I was like, all I can really do is tell you about what's going on in my life and my day. And I talk about things I see around me, and right now I've kind of pushed myself a bit to the limit. I do have my full-time job at Agora Financial that I take pretty seriously. I do have this channel, which I am taking more and more seriously, going live every single day, 7 days a week at 4 p.m. with some relevant content for you. And then also, I am trying to create a new back-end product, which I want to, I want it to be good, So it's gonna be a high-dollar product, and I've been working on that, and I got a lot of focus on that. And then I kind of have been letting people kind of take up a lot of my email time and my messenger time and all that sort of stuff. And it's all gotten to a point where I've kind of hit that point of burnout, I guess you could say. And I'll tell you what burnout feels like. It felt like I woke up today, and I woke up earlier, and I wanted to go do a bunch of stuff. There was a ton of stuff on my mind that I wanted to take care of that I thought was both urgent and important today. And I went to my usual coffee spot, and I did my first hour of deep work, and then I kind of puttered around a little past my hour, and then I was like, I don't know what to do with myself now. And all of a sudden I was supposed to go to the gym or something, and I didn't want to go. And what it feels like to me is just a general sense of fatigue. And I was reading up on burnout and the symptoms of burnout and the signs. And what I was discovering is I just have this weird fatigue that I don't feel tired, but I just feel fatigued. It's kind of weird. It's in my eyes. I can feel behind my eyes hurt, sort of deal. And I just felt if I had to go pick up a single barbell at the gym, that I would just pass out. And I'm like, okay, I probably have burnout. So, you've probably been that way before. Anything you do to excess, you're probably just eventually just gonna it's gonna come to a screeching halt at some point. And again, I think I found myself there. I'm in that burnout recovery mode right now. So I'm just sitting outside at my place, I guess getting fresh air or whatever, and it's kind of part one of my process. So what I did was I completely one of the benefits of being a copywriter. Someone asked me, what's the benefit of doing what I do? Well, I just stopped my day. I was in the middle of my normal routine. I did my hour of deep work, and instead of going to the gym, I treated myself because it's President's Day, this place on the corner was serving brunch instead of lunch. So I went and had some chicken and waffles. I posted up, played some Hearthstone on my phone. I love Hearthstone. I am a gamer at heart. I do love playing video games. And then I came home, man. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm just gonna shut it off. And I think what it is I'll come out with some steps, a game plan for burnout recovery. But for me, it's almost whenever I used to go to the gym, and if you work out 7 days in a row, that 8th day that you go, it's just you just feel terrible afterwards. It no longer feels good, right? And it's one of those things listen to your body, right? And if your body's saying, I don't want to go to the gym today, it's not just you being lazy or tired, but it's I really just don't feel I could pick it up today. It's almost the same thing with burnout. I just I don't, if I sit down and try to think of another headline right now, if I try to, and that's another thing too, burnout's weird, because I know I have energy, I know I'm not malnourished, I know I could keep going, but for some reason I feel I'm looking at these lines, I'm looking at a screen, and I'm dissecting every sentence, what it means, what emotion it communicates. Oh, if you want to learn how to communicate to people's emotions, get my book, Take Their Money, at KyleTheWriter.com/book. It'll teach you how to write words that really, really sell and really make you rich. But that's because it's a meticulous language that you have to translate. Every word means something, and once you understand how to decode that language of copywriting, it still takes active reading. It doesn't just, it comes naturally. I can see the patterns, they pop out, but it's still reading, right? It's still working, it's still studying. So it takes a toll on your brain. So it's I know now that the worst thing I can do is try to plow through the burnout. because what that'll do is that's like plowing through a burnout is the same thing as like doubling down on your credit card. Like you're just borrowing against tomorrow's balance. You're just borrowing against tomorrow's happiness. So if you got like work burnout or you're feeling these signs or symptoms of burnout, then if you're a copywriter like me and you're working remote and you don't have to like go to an office for a certain number of hours, what I did is I just stopped. I stopped cold. Like, okay, last thing I want to do is like, if I pursue this and like really hit like a weird rock bottom of burnout, then I will like, I'll be useless tomorrow. Like I won't even want to do it. Like right now I kind of want to work. I want to make progress on these. I'm really excited about all the projects I have going. I got a brand new back end with Agora Financial just went out. I'm writing a back end letter for my own product. No, I'm creating a back end product. And that back end product is a front end sales letter for my book, Take Their Money. So, and I'm going to sell that. Let me tell you a little bit about the product. I can tell you about that. So what I'm going to do is basically create the like the only copywriting course you'll ever need. And what I mean by that is I'm going to basically give you like a behind the scenes, pull the curtain back view of me writing a sales letter from start to finish. One of the most popular questions I get is like, what is your writing process? It's like an impossible thing to sit down and tell you in a YouTube live or a Facebook live. Like it takes like a month, and it takes like dozens of drafts, dozens with an S, plural. So I'm gonna create a product around it because it is super intense, and it is one of those things that once you see, there's probably all sorts of little tips and tricks that you never considered or never even thought of. But yeah, every day I'm gonna open a new doc. I'm gonna open the same doc. I'm gonna resave it. I'm gonna track my changes for the day, and then I'm gonna save that draft. And then at the end of that, I'm gonna record a little video, and I'm gonna voice over. I'm gonna talk through why we wrote what we wrote that day, where we got that research from, how we decided to go find it, like what was important, like why was that critical to go here or there. So you'll learn everything, man. You'll learn how to do research at a really deep level. You'll learn the specific questions at a really deep level. You'll learn the order of the sales letter and why something goes here instead of there. So, I mean, like, that's going to be another level. That's going to be a completely another level. I'm really excited about that. But I'm trying to do them all at once. Like, my boy hit me up today. Like, he wants me to write copy for his website. My friend I've known for years. And I'm like, no, I cannot take another thing on my plate. I'm hitting burnout. And so the step one, you got the signs of fatigue, right? If you got the burnout symptoms or whatever, and you start to feel that, it's basically like, for me, it's like a feeling of fatigue like behind my eyes. Like I almost can't read anymore. If I start to think, like my eyes will hurt. Because that's all I've done is like think copy for like 12 hours a day every day. So step one for me was just disconnect. Stop. I stopped cold. I stopped my routine. Like what I usually do is like, okay, if I continue down this path, it's going to go badly. It's going to be even worse tomorrow. So I stopped. I call it listen to your body like you would at the gym. If you go to the gym 18 days in a row and you're like, oh, I can't go another day, then stop. Give yourself a break. The second thing, I need more sleep. I think I got somewhere between the high 6 hours and low 7 hours last night, and then I woke up, and I probably could have done with more sleep, especially with the way that I diet and exercise. Like, I kind of limit my calorie intake. I'm usually at a deficit, and I work out basically. I'd never plan days off. They just kind of happen. So I should probably get more sleep than I do, right? So that's another thing. Like, I know that my job, my occupation, all that stuff is very, like, brain heavy. Like, I need to have, like, awareness and, like, my wits about me all day. And actually, a lot of my energy is getting zapped from my brain. So I need, like, more sleep. I need more recovery and sleep than that. So, yeah, listen to my body, stop. Let's see what else. Okay, another thing, let me explain the reasons my burnout occurred, because I think this might be useful for copywriters out there who are feeling overwhelmed. Like, basically what this is, burnout's a symptom of being overwhelmed. And what I've done is I've messed up. I preach deep work all the time. I preach deep work. Like, I say I try to spend 2 hours of deep work every single day. And my deep work time, people ask what deep work is. Well, I'll tell you about shallow work and deep work. My deep work time, and I got all this from the book, Deep Work by Cal Newport. So deep work time is time that you spend, for me, isolation, leveraging my specific skill set and expertise. So it's either deep research or actually writing copy. Like, those are my deep work activities. And I try to do 2 hours a day, 60 minutes in early, and I do a bunch of shallow stuff. The gym, I switch locations, I go to a different place, and then I work another hour of deep work and then more shallow stuff. Now here's what's happened. Here's how my whole schedule got eroded, and why all of a sudden that doesn't work for me anymore. I've allowed way too many things. I don't want to call it bad behaviors or bad things, but I have definitely given way too many permissions to things that I probably shouldn't. For instance, I now spend every day of the week from about 3 to 5 working on these lives, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I don't count that as deep work, even though maybe I should, because that would mean that my deep work isn't actually 2, it's now 4, which is huge. That's a lot of time to be in total isolation and 100% focused, which is basically what this is. I can never do this like just anywhere. I have to get isolated. I have to be focused, and as I said yesterday, I'm a natural born introvert. Like, I'm an introvert by my nature, so all of this stuff is draining to me. Like, at the end of the day, I do it because I want to, and I do it because I believe in what I'm doing, and I think it's going to be successful. But it doesn't make it easy. I just do it because, like, that's another thing. It's like, it's not necessarily easy. It's just I know what I have to do, so I do it. I bully myself, like Eminem says, because I make myself do what I put my mind to. I think that's what his rap was. But so there's 2 deep work hours that I don't account for, and then I go to the gym, and that takes about 2 hours. The gym actually takes a lot longer than you would think, because it's between like the commuting, going to the gym, the actual workout itself, which can be like an hour, a little over an hour, then showering, changing, and then going back to work, right? It's that commute time that kind of like eats up, like all of a sudden your 1 hour workout turned into a 3 hour thing, and every day those hours go unaccounted for. So that would mean like I have like 4 hours of deep work, and let's say we stretch the gym goes long and I have to travel like to from, shower and change, that's 3 hours. Now all of a sudden I got 7 hours of like basically intense focus and intense stuff. Like, the gym to me is also kind of intense, and basically, okay, so that's 7 hours of my day. But then I keep letting other things happen. I take tasks like immediately as they come. I've been helping people on the side, even though I say I won't help people on the side. And again, that's all come down to the fact that my time blocking strategy, which I really preach, and I think is like probably one of the most important parts of my productivity, is my time blocking stuff. I am letting time block creep occur, and because of that, I am allowing myself to get overwhelmed, because I'm still doing the stuff that I think is most important, the deep work stuff, and I just keep piling stuff on and piling stuff on. Now I'll say this, like, one of the things for me that said, I said, okay, I'll keep doing this extra stuff. I'll do this, and I'll do that, and I'll do this, as long as I still get my 2 hours of deep work. I'll do the Facebook Lives. I'll do keyword research. I'll make SEO descriptions, and I'll send them out in emails, and then I'll also do an Instagram post about it. I said I'll keep adding all the stuff, as long as it doesn't interfere with my 2 hours of deep work, where I either am doing deep research for a copywriting project, or I am actually writing the copy. Those are my deep work activities. So here's where we've hit our breaking point. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't think I'm going to get to my 2nd hour of deep work today, because after my first one, burnout. Like, I was like, I need a break, man. I go all day, and I found myself coming home for dinner and then going back out and going back to like a coffee shop or somewhere where I can be alone and working till like 8 p.m. And usually I try to knock that out early and then like enjoy like an hour of PlayStation and then go to bed. And that's not happening. I keep seeing I'm staying up later and later. I'm piling in more little things that are taking up. These things take up time, man. Time is so precious. Like, it eats up so much of your day, and it's so like insidious because you don't even notice it. So my recommendation would be, okay, listen to your body. Like, whenever you start to feel that burnout, quit. Cut it out. I wonder if this post is so rambly because I'm burnt out. All right, so listen to your body. If you can, stop. Just stop whatever it is that's giving you burnout. Just stop. Walk away from it for a minute. The second thing is really respect your time, man. A lot of times, if you're getting burned out, you're getting overwhelmed because you're not respecting your time and you're not really respecting the deep work hours. I have been disrespecting the deep work hours because I'm acting like I can pile in 5 or 6 hours of deep work, and I'm just not calling it deep work, even though it is, right? Like, this 2 hours a day on Facebook Live, I need to reel that in somehow. Either find help or I need to take SEO maybe a little less seriously and try to just do a little something broader. I need to figure out a more effective strategy, because I'm not calling it 2 hours of deep work, because I don't consider it writing copy or deep research for writing copy. But damn it, if this isn't focused and intense effort where I'm in total isolation, it fits the deep work definition pretty much perfectly. So I've been like denying that I'm actually doing more than I am to myself. So you need to stop if you're feeling burnt out. Don't try to push through or plow through it. I think that's the worst thing you can do, because then you're just shot, and then it'll take even longer to recover. Second thing, respect the deep work. Respect that deep work time. I really preach, and I believe in it. If you do sit down and focus, and you put 100% effort into your deep work, you can accomplish like miraculous things in a short period of time. It's whenever you let those hours bleed over. Like sometimes I go a little bit over. Like when my timer goes off and I've worked for an hour, I wrap it up, and then I'm done. Sometimes I'll go a little over and I'll try to finish what I'm doing, but it's like when I find myself trying to work on that project outside of my specified deep work hours, then that makes my deep work hours suck, because I never really got the break that I scheduled for myself. I never really got the time away. I should work on it very solid and dedicated for 1 hour, put it down, go do something else, go to the gym, go, I don't know, focus on shallow work, like answer emails, answer messages. Like I try to read all my emails and answer all the comments at YouTube stuff. I like this, like during my shallow work time. All right, you'll see me like answer like 10 comments in a row. It's like, okay, I can do that now. Like I have scheduled blocks for that. And I find out when I try, like right now I'm really hyped up about writing this sales letter for Take Their Money at kylethewriter.com/book. I find myself working on it kind of like if my laptop's open and nearby, I'd be like, ooh, I had an idea, I'll start writing. No, man, because that'll ruin my deep work time. I can maybe write those ideas down and hold them for later or something, but like dropping in little bits of deep work throughout the day will just kind of spoil that focused effort later, because you never really got a clean cut and then come back to it with strong focus, if that makes sense. So yeah, so step one was to stop what you're doing if you got the burnout symptoms. This is my burnout recovery plan, by the way. I'm kind of rambling, like what the hell am I going to talk about? I'm just kind of like sitting at the house now. I don't think I'm going to work anymore today, because I know it. I can feel it, man. My brain hurts, like right here behind my eyeballs. So listening to my body, I know it doesn't want to read another headline. I know it doesn't want to dissect another line of copy right now. I know it's like fed up. It's like, dude, relax. All right, so I'm going to listen. The second thing, I need to get better. I need to reevaluate my deep work hours and how much respect I actually pay to them, because those are like the most important things. That's what's allowed me to be successful. I'm letting them bleed over, and I'm letting outsiders, because look, you are my audience and I do care about you. That's the thing. Like, so it's like a weird position when someone asks for my help. It is hard for me to say no. There's really no amount of money. That's the thing. Like, someone asked me to help, and I told them, I said, dude, it would take $10,000 for you to get my attention right now. And that's because I believe in what I am doing, and I don't want to look away from these projects. They're that important to me. But sometimes, these are the worst ones. Someone was asking like a little question, and I'll answer it. Then they'll ask me a little question. I'm like, okay, I answered that one. And then another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Now imagine if there's like 4 dudes in my Facebook Messenger doing that, and it never ends. And it's like, those things zap time. They zap energy. And I allow that to happen because I care about my audience and I want to be helpful. I need to probably draw stricter boundaries. Probably not like answering messages after 10 p.m. or something. I don't know. But again, that comes down to respecting time, man. I didn't do a good enough job of respecting like my time blocks. And because I've never had that many people message me before, I've never had to set boundaries from that. Usually it's like a one-off thing, but the channel keeps growing and more people keep emailing. I'm going to have to cut out like copy critiques. Like I have the cheap copy critique at the top. I'm going to have to cut that out for sure. Like that was like a audience builder. Like I was offering copy critiques for $20. And like almost nobody took me up on that, which is ridiculous. I've grossed $7 million in a year and nobody wants me to evaluate their copy. It's crazy. But that's coming off. Like that's not going to be available anymore. Basically starting from here on. Like just don't have time for it, man. It was just to build the audience anyway and try to get people in the door. Let's see. So yeah, respect the time. That's 2 steps, right? Take a break, walk away, respect the deep work hours, respect the time blocking, and then, I say step 3, get sleep, man. Listen to your body. I'm tired, fatigued, burnout, whatever. So I'm gonna walk away from it. I'm gonna get that clean cut, You know, I'm gonna play video games a day like a bum. I'm gonna eat probably like trash. I might go get some fast food or something later. I'm just gonna relax, dude. Throw all that responsibility out the window for one day, and let myself kind of like be off the hook, which I never do, man. I work Sunday through Sunday. I do one of these every single day, right? So I'm gonna allow myself that one day, like, hey man, just take it easy, because my brain is telling me to do that. And then I'm gonna try to go to bed early, and I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow. Another benefit of being a copywriter, especially like a remote copywriter, I don't have an office to go to. Really, my onus, my motivation, all that comes from within. It doesn't come from a boss. So I'm going to read the comments really quick now and see what everybody's been saying. By the way, if you're just tuning in, haven't picked up my book, Take Their Money, it's at kylethewriter.com/book. You should check that out. Learn how to write words that really make you rich. Okay, the comments say, hey Kyle, how are you? Did you go straight into writing long-form copy? That's a twisted question. I can say not really, because I wrote kind of, but no. I wrote novels. I wrote some novels. If you watch the story, I got a video. It's called How to Easily Get a Job at Agora Financial. And it basically tells the story of, I basically started this journey because I wrote some novels, and I wanted to sell those, and no one was buying them. So I learned, oh, you got to market to people before they'll buy them. Oh, you got to sell them on buying your novel. You got to tell them what's in it for them, and you got to explain to them why they'll love your novel. And that's when I learned about copywriting. And then I was like, oh, well, it looks like there's a lot of money in copywriting. It looks like if I could learn how to do this, I could sell more novels, I could sell more stuff. Then I went to Agora, and I guess my first copywriting was long form. I used to do blog posts. That's another thing. Like, people on Facebook told me if I wanted to get into copywriting to go on Upwork and Fiverr and write blog posts. That's a crock of crap. That's a waste of time. I wish I had never done that. I have like a chip on my shoulder about Facebook groups. Man, they sent me down so many stupid paths. It's terrible advice out there. Alright, Zeth says, finally caught a live stream. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Zeth! Welcome, brother. He says, got deep work because of your recommendation. Along with The War of Art, really helped a lot with my self-awareness on my prioritizations. Great listen and read. Dude, those books are true game changers. I love them. I can't recommend them enough. But yeah, so this is me in like relaxation mode. Rare. It's like a legendary Pokemon out here. You spotted Kyle relaxing. Alright, that's it. That's all I got for you today. A little bit rambly, you know, but just a day in the life of a copywriter, man. That's all I can do is sit down and tell you about what I'm up to, man. I hope it was useful. And I hope you, if you haven't yet, you'll go to kylethewriter.com/book. Check out my copywriting guide called Take Their Money to teach you how to write the words. Basically, it teaches you the language of copywriting, because copywriting is a professional language, just like accounting has its own professional language, and being a lawyer is its own professional language. The reason people don't make millions writing copy is because they don't treat it like a lawyer treats like the bar exam, or like an accountant treats the CPA exam, the Certified Public Accountant exam. Like, they take that seriously, man, and they practice, and they learn, and they study. If you treat accounting with that same sort of professional courtesy that an accountant treats being an accountant, or a lawyer treats being a lawyer, you can make way more. You can potentially make way more money than lawyers and accountants. And I'll teach you how to do that, how to learn the language of copywriting in my book, Take Their Money. It's at kylethewriter.com/book. I'm on my phone. If someone wants to type that into the comments, I would highly appreciate kylethewriter.com/book. That's it for me today. Peace out, Copy Squad.